Honestly, this question has come up so many times in my recent conversation, and people keep asking, and they'll be like, Shows, I have £1,000,000. What can I do with it? Where can I put this money? What can I do to this money to make sure that this money is growing and I'm not losing sleep? And today, whether you have 100,000 or 500,000 or £1,000,000 or even more, your chartered stockbroker is right here for you to break it down for you step by step how you can invest this money. I mean, because your money should not just be sitting down idle doing nothing. Your money should be working for you as hard as you do. Today, I'm going to show you how to safely invest that money and earn good returns from it. And I won't just be talking about it. I'm going to be showing you some apps that you can use to make this investment. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeshola. You can call me Shows. I'm an economist, an investment analyst, and a chartered stockbroker. If this is your first time coming here, I want to say a very big welcome to you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've been following up with this channel, I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you so much for your support so far. Your support means a lot to me. And if you've been enjoying my content, please don't forget to subscribe. Kindly hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell so that you'd always get notified anytime I upload new videos. So let's start with this. If I have £1,000,000 today and I want to invest it, there are so many strategies I can use. The first one is what I like to call the zero stress strategy. This one is for anyone who wants their money to grow steadily without any form of stress. First, you can use trusted fintech platforms that offer returns that are far better than what you would get if you just leave your money sitting idle in the bank. Apps like Piggyverse, like Bamboo, like Optimus, these are some apps that can actually assist you to do this. Make it super easy to put your money to work with just a few taps. You can also choose to put that money in a fixed deposit with your bank. Yes, this is more like telling your bank, hold this money for me for a particular period of time and give me back with interest. So the returns are usually higher than what you get from a regular savings account. But keep in mind that once that money is locked, you can't access it until the end of that period, except if you want to pay a penalty. So fixed deposits are perfect for people that want their investment to be safe and easy. So you can also decide to put all that money into mutual funds. Yes, mutual funds is more like you and other people pulling money together, and then a fund manager, yes, a professional helps you to manage that fund. So it's more like you're not doing anything. All you need to do is invest, and these professionals help you to choose investments or assets that are inside that fund. So there are different types of mutual funds. I have a video on this channel where I explained in details what mutual funds are and the different types of mutual funds. So just go right into the description and you see the video right there. So for the second strategy, right, let's make a few assumptions. You know me now, I'm an economist, so economist mode activated. So let's make some assumptions. So let's assume that you are a young person and you are willing to take on more risk. You know, it's usually believed that younger generation are willing to take on more risk. Although I have seen some younger people that are not even willing to take risks, and I've even seen some older people that, you know, that are willing to take on more risk. But whichever category you are, let us assume that you are young and you are willing to take on risk. Now, let's break down the £1,000,000 into 4 different assets. Of course, this also works whether you are investing with 100,000 or 200,000, 50,000, 500,000. So as a young person that wants to invest my £1,000,000, I can invest in 4 different assets. I can put 50% of this money into stocks. Yes, you heard that right. The fact is that stocks are one of the best ways to grow wealth over time. Just to give it more context, the Nigerian stock market has returned over 40% from last December to the time of making this video. And there are even some stocks that have made over 400%. Some have made over 200%. We have some stocks that have made over 100%. The foreign market has also made massive gains this year. But one thing we must understand is this: stocks are volatile. Yes, volatile means that the prices can go up and it can go down. One good part about stocks is that when you invest in good stocks, over time you are going to make good returns from your investment. So when you buy stocks, you can make money in two ways. You can either make money through capital appreciation or through dividend payment. Capital appreciation in the sense that when you buy a stock for a particular price, say you bought a stock for 100 naira per share, if that stock should move from 100 naira per share to 150 naira per share, it means that you have gained that margin. You have gained 50 naira per share, depending on the number of units of shares that you have in that company. Another way you can make money from the stock market is through dividend payments. So when these companies make profits in a year, they can decide to distribute a portion of that profit to their shareholders as rewards. So it's more like thanking you for holding that stock. So before you choose the stocks to buy, make sure that you check those companies properly. Check if those companies have been making profits. Check their dividend history. Check their performance. Check their fundamentals. I have a video on how to start investing in the Nigerian stock market. You can go right into the description and check that video out. And most importantly, when it comes to stocks, I always tell people to try as much as possible to diversify. Yes, when you diversify, it means that you are not putting all your eggs in one basket. You can choose to spread your investments across different sectors and across different stocks. For example, in Nigeria, we have different sectors. We have the oil and gas sectors. In the oil and gas sectors, you see stocks like Total, like Aradel, like Seplat. For the financial services sectors, you see banks and insurance companies, banks like GTCO, like Access, like Zenith. We also have the industrial goods sector, the likes of Dangote Cement, Boa Cement are in this category. We also have the consumer goods sector. We have the likes of your Nestle, your Unilever, your PZ, and the likes of them. We also have the likes of the agricultural sector, where you see the likes of Okomu Oil, where you see the likes of Fresco. We have so many sectors on the Nigerian stock market, and you can always make your pick from these sectors. All you need to do is do your proper research and decide on which stocks to buy. Now, within this 50%, which we have allocated to stocks, which is 500,000, you can decide what you want to do with it. You can decide to put a portion of it into the Nigerian stock market and decide to put the remaining ones into the foreign stock market. So for me, I can decide to put 300,000 naira into the Nigerian stock market and then put 200,000 naira into the US stock market. So it all depends on you. It all depends on what you want to do. I have a video on my channel on how to start investing in the Nigerian stock market and also how to start investing in the US stock market. So all you need to do is just go right into the description and check that video out. Secondly, I can decide to put 30% of that money into treasury bills. 30% of the 1 million naira amounts to 300,000 naira. Treasury bills are one of the safest investments in Nigeria because they are backed by the federal government. So remember that we have allocated 50% into stocks, which is kind of volatile. But here we are allocating 30% into something that is very safe and reliable. So here you are more like lending money to the government, and in return, the government pays you back with interest. The only difference is that while stocks can be held for a longer period of time, treasury bills are usually held for a shorter term, which is usually less than 1 year. Most apps require a minimum of 100,000 naira for you to start investing in treasury bills, and so our 300,000 naira works perfectly. I have a video on this channel on how to start investing in treasury bills using the AfriInvestor 2.0 app, and I did a demonstration step by step. So all you need to do is go right into the description and check out that video. Thirdly, I can choose to put 10% of that money into a fintech platform. Remember that we've invested 50% into stocks, 30% into treasury bills, and now we are putting 10% into a fintech platform. This one can serve more like investing in a high yield savings account. There are so many reliable fintech platforms that offer good returns that are better than what you would normally get from a regular savings account. This category is perfect for easy access, for shorter term goals, and also for emergency funds. Platforms like Optimus, like Piggyvest, like Bamboo, they offer flexible savings and investment products with solid interest rates. So now that we have put 50% into stocks, 30% into treasury bills, and 10% into the fintech platform, all that is 90%. We now have 10% remaining. 10% remaining amounts to 100,000 naira. Like I mentioned earlier, mutual fund is more like you and other people pulling money together, and a professional helps you to manage that fund. There are different types of mutual funds that you can do. We have the money market mutual funds, we have the equity mutual funds, we have the bonds or fixed income mutual funds, we have the balance funds. It all depends on which one that you want to do. I have a video on this channel where I demonstrated how to start investing in the Stanbic IBTC mutual fund. So you can just go right into the description and check that video out. And if you feel that you want to take on a higher level of risk, so instead of putting the 10% into mutual funds, you can also decide that you want to put it into cryptocurrency. Or you can even just decide that you want to take 5% instead of 10%. You want to take 5% of it into cryptocurrency and 5% into mutual funds. It all depends on your risk appetite. But one thing you need to understand is that putting your money into cryptocurrency is a high risk. Yes, a very high risk. Why? Because the potential returns can be huge, but so can be the losses. So make sure that you only invest money that you can afford to live for a long time, or even the money that you can afford to lose. If you choose to explore this option, make sure that you stick to established coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and make sure that you also use reputable exchanges, and most importantly, always do your research. So that is exactly how you can invest that 1 million naira. So instead of you just leaving that 1 million naira idle in the bank doing nothing, make sure that you put that money into something that is also giving you returns, something that you know that your money is also working as hard as you are. So we've talked about putting 50% into the stock market, putting 30% in treasury bills, putting 10% in fintech platform, and also putting 10% in mutual funds, and also depending on your risk, trying to put a little money in cryptocurrency. All this depends on you, and it all depends on your risk appetite. You can feel free to adjust these percentages based on your age, based on your risk appetite, and most importantly, based on your goals. So if you are planning to take your personal finance seriously in 2026 and you want someone to guide you step by step, your chartered stockbroker is right here for you. If you'd like to book a one-on-one session with me, just type one-on-one in the comment section and I'll send you the booking link. Thank you so much for watching. If this video has added some value for you, please don't forget to subscribe. Yes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell so that you always get notified whenever I upload new videos. Thank you very much for watching, and catch up with you next time.